If Subir were still dominating the WNBA, there's one team and one player she'd want to avoid come playoff time. The Indiana Fever and their unstoppable rookie sensation, Caitlin Clark. A 4-time WNBA champion and 13-time All-Star, Clark recently issued a major warning to the entire league on her podcast. And when Megan Rapinoe, someone who's seen it all, says Caitlin Clark is a playoff threat, you better take it seriously.
And now we're just going to go to my quick little segment of which teams would I not want to see in the playoffs. And that's where you brought up the Fever. I think what I've learned in my WNBA experience is pace of play trumps physicality, it trumps size, it can trump experience, because a lot of times when you're experienced, it's really like code word for your veteran, which is code word for your old.
Slow the pace.
Yeah. 2018 and 2020, the years we won, that was our whole mantra, was pace, 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 pace. And what I see in Caitlin, what I see in Kelsey Mitchell, they're just like ramming it down people's throats. And it's really hard. It can have your head spinning.
Bird can't stop raving about Clark's phenomenal rookie season. And here's the kicker. She doesn't think this dominance is going away anytime soon. Clark is just getting started, and the rest of the league should be on high alert.
I mentioned Kelsey Mitchell's ball and Caitlin continuing to impress, and she's going to break records nonstop for the next couple of years. Yeah. It's just going to be a constant record break.
Subir isn't just hyping up Caitlin Clark. She's issuing a challenge to the entire WNBA. Bird is convinced that Clark will only continue to improve. But here's the twist. She warns that the rest of the league needs to step up their game too, or risk getting left in the dust.
The only thing that I find most interesting is at the start of the season, everybody had their panties in a twist over Caitlin getting picked up full court and Caitlin being denied. And I think what I'm not surprised by is naturally during a WNBA season, teams and players, you start to get a little tired. You're kind of in like the doldrums of the every day or every other day is a game. And it's hard to keep that discipline to guard a player like that. So I'm not surprised it dropped off. But what do you know? She's no longer getting picked up full court in the ways that we like teased Ari McDonald. But what you're seeing is Caitlin now is able to push the ball up the floor. She's able to hit those get-ahead passes.
Yeah.
And so I won't be surprised if as the season gets later into like playoff runs, if you start to see teams do more, and you're definitely going to see it in the playoffs.
Yeah.
But everybody, that's why you had to pick Caitlin up full court.
Yeah.
This is why. The numbers she's putting up now, like this is why.
And now she broke the record.
Yeah, everyone was like mad about it. I was like, I don't get it. That would be like, I don't even know what it would be like. It'd be like letting Kevin Durant shoot pull-ups all day. It's like, no.
Can't do it, y'all.
Yeah, I just, yeah.
She's also like figuring it out and settling in.
She's definitely figuring it out.
Clark is already making waves, having recently shattered the NBA's rookie assist record. Bird believes Clark's mid-season surge comes from her knack for quickly adapting to the league's physicality and outsmarting her opponents. She's not just surviving, she's thriving. If she continues this trajectory, the rest of the WNBA is in for a serious wake-up call.
Like, no.
Can't do it, y'all.
Yeah, I just, yeah.
She's also like figuring it out and settling in.
She's definitely figuring it out.
Got a little rest.
Oh, another thing, by the way, I
nice.
never thought Caitlin wasn't strong. That was actually something I noticed in college. Like, she had a strength about her. Will she get stronger and will that help her? Yeah. I think it was more just getting used to the hits and the physicality and like what refs are going to call, what they're not going to call. And you've seen her adjust in that way too. Like, she got blocked pretty bad by Ezzy, took a little bit of a splat. And like, yeah, I'm sure she was a little pissed, but she kind of got up, took the lick and got back.
Yeah.
You know, whereas earlier in the season, I think it would have impacted her a little bit more. So
just get used to
she's definitely getting used to it, which is, you know, trouble for everybody else. That's why I don't want to see her.
When a legend like Sue Bird, whose career spanned from 2002 to 2022 and is adorned with countless accolades, speaks, the entire women's basketball community listens.
She is Seattle basketball from your storm, number 10, Sue Bird. Too wide open, get in there. She is the elite of the elite. Nice look from Sue Bird.
My favorite part of the All-Star game is watching some of those ridiculous passes. Just beautiful looks.
And you just know when the ball gets in Sue Bird's hand, she will find the open player.
She just has an awareness of where everyone is on the court that gets better and better and better every year.
Sue Bird's endorsement of Caitlin Clark is pure gold, and it's clear she sees Clark as a formidable force. Following Bird's comments, the Indiana Fever highlighted the significance of Bird's praise, emphasizing that it's all about pace. Meanwhile, Clark just earned her first Player of the Week award, a sign of many more accolades to come. As the #1 draft pick from April's draft, which drew a record 2.4 million viewers, Clark's rookie season has been nothing short spectacular. She's shattered records, including becoming the first rookie in WNBA history to record a triple-double and setting the mark for most assists in a single game, 19. In recent victories, both by over 10 points, a feat the Fever hadn't achieved all season, Clark has scored at least 20 points in 6 of her last 7 games. She's averaging 23.7 points on 47% shooting and 11.7 assists during this stretch. Overall, Clark averages 17.8 points and 8.3 assists per game, leading all rookies in both categories and topping the WNBA in average assists. Bird's caution about facing Clark in the playoffs is definitely well-founded.
She's played terrific defense as well. Here's Clark off a screen, gets a look, and hits.
But then on the offensive end, I mean, that's a great contest by Carrington. She goes over the screen.
Probing, drags out Nelson Adota. Clark will fire and hit the three. Caitlin Clark with her third three of the night as her parents celebrate. Just no space. Connecticut everywhere. Here's Clark with Banham guarding her. Clark gets bumped, will take, and hit from three. Clark up to 18 points.
It is Caitlin Clark able to clear for Indiana.
Caitlin coming off that 20-point performance right here, handling the physicality of Benijah Laney, with which Caitlin Clark handles right here. She crosses sides of the floor, she gets her hips and shoulders past Laney, and she leans. 2 for 1.
Clark bounce pass. There's Boston.
The Fever are in a prime position to make their first postseason appearance since 2016, largely thanks to the success of their offense, led by Caitlin Clark and her impressive performance.
Take a look here at a career first.
Just step back, going right, I may add. It's usually step back, going left.
That's where one guard is just a lot stronger than the other because of her experience and maturity.
Nice look from Clark, and Smith lays it home. So you have 2 assists and a bucket on the first 3 possessions.
Quarter we have seen Caitlin Clark play, showing what made her such
Of that run to the finals before the Liberty fell to the Aces in 4 games. Clark connects on a 3.
Caitlin Clark here gets the switch on the screen, smaller. Just for that reason, they're too deadly from behind the arc.
An 11-0 run for New York. Clark, she got another. Second 3 of the quarter for Caitlin Clark.
He's in the history of the league. You might want to get out. And Caitlin, wow, that was a really good. As Laney Hamilton has been to Caitlin Clark all night tonight.
Are you talking about my high school experience?
Clark connects on a deep 3. Going back and forth.
The young one here, Caitlin Clark, just dancing with the basketball, going to her left, stepping into it.
Here's Clark. Trying to wheel into some space, gives it up. Back Benley lays it in. 4th assist for Clark. Katie Lou Samuelson can't hit the long 2. Stays here with Indiana. Clark, a deep one. You bet! A Brooklyn logo bomb from Caitlin Clark.